Yo, guys, it's me, Tony Two Toes. I had to kind of hijack the channel because the guy who runs this channel made a really stupid video yesterday. The most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. And basically what he said is this: you should punish criminals. He just doesn't understand. That's not how the system works. The system treats us with the respect that we're due. I don't think he understands that we criminals, we're job creators. That's right, we're job creators. You know all that hoopla in the media a couple of years ago about being job creators and stuff? Well, we're job creators. That's right. Would the cops have anything to do if it wasn't for us? Of course not. What about corrections officers? Again, they wouldn't have anything to do if it wasn't for us, because we're job creators. Oh, and did I mention prosecutors? Prosecutors would just be chasing ambulances if it wasn't for criminals like me. And the same thing can be said for those those very smart and kind and soft-hearted judges who think very carefully before they sentence criminals to some terrible long term of imprisonment because they understand that it's unfair. Now, in addition to the judges and the lawyers and all that stuff, you have to think a little bit outside the box. What about private security? Private security would not be needed if it wasn't for folks like me. Again, out there creating jobs every day. You gotta love it. Oh, and I should probably mention that all those people out there on eBay that are selling stuff that might have fallen off the back of a truck somewhere, we're putting we're putting them to work too. You know, it's important work. It keeps the economy moving. There's money flowing in and out. I don't understand all that economic stuff, but the bottom line is, we in the criminal class, we contribute. We do our part. Now, admittedly, we probably don't pay as much in taxes as we ought to, because a lot of the businesses that we operate are not. How would you say this? They're not taxable. That's the bottom line. You couldn't tax them. It'd be too hard. So rather than put the government to all that work, and you know how the government is when they get something like that, they just chew it like a bone and they spend all your money anyway. So why should they be taking that? At any rate, we don't pay a lot of taxes, but we pay enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you pay enough. Don't you pay enough? You pay enough for both of us, probably. And here's the thing. I don't think the lawyer guy, he really understands how the system works. Now, he says he does, but we had a little discussion this morning, and I think he understands a little better now. In fact, I'm almost certain that he does. That's why he graciously allowed me to make this video, because he knew that you guys needed to see the other side of the story. So let me explain how it works, because I don't think he got it, and so maybe you didn't too. Here's the way it works. You go out and you help yourself to a little something. Maybe it's a couple of TVs off the back of a truck. Maybe it's a couple of little bags of loose change out of the back of an armored car. Little stuff like that. And then you take it and you divide it up. And, since you're in part of an organization, and I am in part of an organization. Oh, and by the way, I don't think my boss knows I'm making this video. That's why I got all the hat and stuff, Anyway, you divide the money up to the organization, because you got to pay your taxes inside the organization too. Everybody's got their hand out at some point, right? So then you just go on with life until Sunday there's a knock on the door, and guess what? Yeah, that's right. It's the cops. So what you do is you keep your mouth shut. You don't say a word. When the cops ask you a question, you say lawyer. And your boss goes and hires you some hotshot lawyer from downtown. And the hotshot lawyer, if you're lucky, he can spring you. He can probably spring you on bail, and then he can delay for at least the next 18 months the trial. And then finally, when you get to trial, You would be amazed at how poor some witnesses' memories are. They suffer from, what do you call that? Post-traumatic stupidity syndrome or something like that. And they're like, oh, no, I didn't identify him. And you'll get to walk free. Now, every now and then, stuff happens and you do get convicted. But then you just go and you do your 2 or 3 years and you keep your mouth shut and everything's fine. Now the people will come to you and say, hey, we can cut some time off your sentence if you just snitch on the other people. But, that is a recipe for a very short and unhappy life, if you know what I'm saying. So at any rate, if you do get convicted, you do your time. And sometimes the lawyer comes to you and says, look, you got to take the deal. So you make the best deal you can and you take the deal, right? But let me tell you the secret. The secret is that it's a lot like playing hockey. You know how it is in hockey? You see that guy and you're skating along, and boom, you take him into the glass and you rattle his teeth, and he's in there hanging on like, what did you do to my teeth? And the referee comes and throws you in the penalty box for a little while. But you know what? That guy's teeth are still loose at the end of the day. And that's kind of the way it is in our line of work. And, we also provide certain protection services. We're not all bad guys. We make sure bad things don't happen to people. I'm not a business school major, but they always say you should find the need and then fill it. Well, that whole finding the need thing, that's kind of silly. Why not just create the need? So, a couple of bricks get thrown through some windows. Maybe there's a little minor fire. And all of a sudden, people are very reasonable about paying you for a little bit of protection. So you understand how it works. At any rate, this is all very beneficial to the society. And in addition to that, when he's talking about these judges not listening, hey, look, we got wives, we got kids. Think about them. It's not fair to them just because we made one little mistake. And the mistake, of course, was getting caught. No, robbing the armored car, that wasn't a mistake. We just did that, right? That's how we make money. Well, I guess we don't make it. I guess we kind of steal it. But, it's a job. It's a living. What can I say? At any rate, I wanted to make this video to kind of clear things up, because you absolutely should not listen to that guy about punishing criminals. Because, like I said, we're job creators. We're out there doing the work for you. And because of that, we should get some respect. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he really understood that to begin with, but I do think he has a better understanding of it now. So I'll leave you with that. I know he does this corny thing at the end where he says, oh, do something nice for somebody. Oh, come on. I mean, that went out with, Sister Mary Elephant's 3rd grade class. Come on. Do something nice for somebody. Get them when they're not looking. That's what I always say. So I told him he could go ahead and upload this when I was done. And he nodded. So I think he can probably do that. At any rate, thanks for watching. And do the best you can.
I would like to thank my friend I meant profusely thank my friend Tony Tutos for offering this additional view. I'm sorry. What? Oh. I would like to thank him for offering this intelligent and articulate view of the other side of the story and providing you with good information about how the system really works. Also, you should be very careful when you're skateboarding that you don't fall and bump your head. Are we good? Please do something nice for somebody. Maybe buy me some Band-Aids.